ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about interest today and for the next couple of lessons. We're starting with simple interest. So we're talking about money. Simple interest is one of those things that we don't really get to see a lot of anymore. It's not a very common practice to use simple interest, simply because it doesn't really do a lot for us. I remember doing it. Yeah, you should have done this at some point in the junior school. Okay, so just jot down the heading of simple interest, the dot point there. This is a bit to remember. So this simple interest is a fixed percentage. Alright, it will not change as you pay it down. So it will be the same every single time. As you pay down that loan, it doesn't change because it's calculated on the original, on the first amount that you do. Okay, so if you borrow, say, $40,000 like in our example, the interest will be calculated on that $40,000 for every payment until it's paid off. Alright, so it won't reduce as we go on, which is what one of our other types of interest, compounding interest, can do. It can actually reduce or increase depending on what's going on. Okay, so simple interest is fixed. We have two formulas to use with simple interest. Which is why it's a little bit more painful, I think, than compound interest. So simple interest starts with finding the actual interest itself. That is your I equals PRN. And the I actually does stand for the actual amount of interest. Okay, that's what the I stands for. So the I is the actual amount of interest. P is what we call our principal amount. Alright, and this is the principal as in like the principal. Alright, and that's the original amount. Alright, so that's the P. So whenever you see that P in any of these formulas, that's what it means. The R is the interest rate. Alright, R for rate, but it's kind of special in that we want to make sure that it's in decimal form. Alright, we want to change this one to a decimal. And then last but not least, N. N is the number of time periods that we're looking at. Okay? So that could be 2 years, 3 years, 6 months, whatever it is, that's what N stands for. Alright, any questions on that particular formula? The second formula we've got there is what tells us how much we've actually got to pay off of that loan. Alright? Or how much we're actually going to earn in interest on that investment. Alright, it goes both ways. So the A literally stands for the word amount. Alright? But it's really just the total at the end of the loan or investment. So the total amount at the end of the investment or at the end of the loan, that is what A stands for. Alright, P is again just the principal. Alright, it's the principal. And then I is the interest. Alright, so the I and the P are the same as the I and the P here. The A isn't anything that's different in this one. Okay? Any questions over those formulas? Because that's all simple interest is those two formulas put together. Right. And as with anything when it comes to a formula, you can rearrange those however you need to find whichever information you're being asked about. We have an example on the board. We have Abby who has applied for a flat rate loan of $40,000. That's quite a big loan to get a simple interest. 9% per annum is our interest rate. So we have our principal here. So we have Abby. She's applied for a $40,000 loan. $40,000 is our principal. We need to make sure we take note of that. 9% PA is 9% per annum. 9% per annum, so 9% per year. So that's our interest rate. What is that as a decimal, guys?
9.
If you can tell me what this one is as a decimal, 9%.
0.10.
0.09. So that's the number we want to use. She plans to repay the loan. Plans to repay the loan in 2 years and 6 months. So there's our number of time periods. Time period. So this is going to be 2.5, yeah? Because 6 months is half a year. So 2.5 years. 2 years, 6 months. 2.5 years. So our first question, as a part of this problem, is how much interest will be paid. So we're going to use that first formula, the I equals PRN. And then we're just going to substitute in what we know. We don't know what the actual interest is yet. That's what we want to work out. So we're not manipulating this equation at all at the moment. What's their principal? I'm going to put in for P, principal. 40,000, we've circled it over on the question. Little hint, please don't use commas in your numbers.
Why?
Alright?
That's not how you do it.
Because we don't need them in Australia.
I did it anyway.
Alright? Don't use the commas. Because, guys, in some parts of the world, a comma actually represents a decimal. So, depending on who's marking, it may be mistaken for 40 points rather than 40,000. So don't use commas in your numbers. Okay? We're going to times this by the interest rate. R is the interest rate. We're timesing it by R. What was R? What was R? 0.09. And then timesing it by N, which is the number of time periods, which was? Number of time periods? 2.5. Alright. What is that interest going to be? So someone do that calculation.
How is it 2.5?
Because it's 2.5 years.
9,000.
Oh, okay.
What was that, Ben?
9,000.
9,000? Alright, so the amount of interest that this loan is going to accrue is $9,000. Alright? So it's a fair swag of money, that one. So the total value of the loan, which is B, fair swag of money. Yeah. That's just a me thing. Something I say. So B is how much in total is going to be paid. This is where we're going to use our second formula. A equals P plus I. The principal was what, guys? What was the principal? Should be on your page. You should have it down. 40,000. It's no different to this one. Same principle. Now add I, which is the 9,000.
It's not all pretty good.
So how much is our loan worth? How much is the loan worth? How much is our loan worth?
40,000. 49,000.
49.
Good work, Ben.
It's fairly straightforward, this one.
How did you figure that one out?